Bum bum. We're going to start soon. Bum bum bum. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action and Hydra action with the Goldvein Hydra. Trying it out again tonight as a way to possibly ramp ahead with quite a few treasures whenever it dies. And happy Friday. Hopefully your week went good, but perhaps if it by chance did not, you can have a good time here. Lots of lovely dino action, and special congratulations to Rocky Mountain on the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord already, definitely do so. But Rocky Mountain achieved Mythic with Stampede Dinos. Pretty similar to this. For the most part, it has to be similar, but we can get into those changes. And one card specifically that is still not in, and is probably a bad thing to have out. A goof and, well, not right on my part at least, or perhaps anybody else that is using it. But it is always good to try things, to have an appreciation for something that has proven itself. Take it out, see if you can get there. Oh my goodness. I'm going to love having Sylvan Scrying back in. That's the thing that at the moment is not there. And if you're ever wondering, if you're new, how this deck all works, a primer as well, right in the description, along with the list for tonight, as it always is. But Sylvan Scrying, for 1 and a green sorcery speed, you search your library for a land and you put it into your hand. So you don't actually get ahead. It's not like it puts the land onto the battlefield, but that's okay. And that is very important, because Sylvan Scrying, technically, down the line, it gets you 2 ahead, not just 1, because the land that you grab specifically would be Sunken Citadel, pairing this, possibly 2, with Castle Garenbrig. 3 lands in total, you get to make 6 mana. That's where it's at. If Sylvan grabs a Sunken, you're 2 closer to making an explosive amount of mana. That's very nice indeed. You might start off the game with 1 Sunken and 1 Castle. Come turn 2, you still don't have 2 untapped because both of these are entering, but turn 3, you go Sylvan Scrying, you search for a second Sunken, and you play it for the turn. And then turn 4 comes around, you're able to activate Castle Garenbrig's ability with 3 lands, possibly playing Carnage Tyrant, Castle Garenbrig making 6 there. It might be 2 Topiary Stompers, it might be a big Goldvein Hydra, as I'm using here. So at least with this deck in particular, Sylvan Scrying is way more impactful. It's not like a regular deck where you grab 1 land and you get 1 ahead. No, Sylvan Scrying gets you 2 ahead. Very important stuff. But Goldvein Hydra could get us 2 ahead, 3 ahead, could get 4 ahead. Could help against aggro, possibly. Maybe play this on turn 2 for X is 1, a total of 2, and it's not the best thing. I would hope to play it for at least X is 2, a total of 3. So at least when it dies, I get 2 treasures. 1 card gets me 2 ahead. Even though those treasures are temporary, it doesn't really matter when you're doing something so devastating and deadly like Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. But of course, Goldvein Hydra, it doesn't always die, and that's kind of why I somewhat quickly moved away from it when I was trying it around the release of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Play it for X is 1, X is 2, the opponent avoids it like the plague. They definitely don't use removal on it, especially once they figure out what my game plan is. They let it go through, they never chump block it, they keep getting chipped away by 1 damage, 2 damage. It's not a pretty sight. If I was going to do something to ramp, I would probably just play something else for 2. But it is so deadly and lovely, and does have vigilance, and it can be big, and I can sink all the mana into it with Castle Garenbrig if I don't have anything else. That is quite nice indeed. A total of 6 mana would mean X is 5 from Castle Garenbrig. That's pretty decent. 5/5 vigilance, trample, haste. Whenever it dies, we get a bunch of treasure tokens, and we should be popping off, easily able to make the 8 mana needed for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant there. But otherwise, other than that, Goldvein might become the Sylvan Scrying, probably. But we'll keep that in mind. We'll picture it. Let's pretend, at least for tonight. I like to do this sometimes. One card would be something else. Whenever we see this one card being Goldvein, we can consider it Sylvan Scrying, and then filter things through. Think of how things might have gone, and you get to see an example of how I might have won. Sometimes absolutely guaranteed I would have, depending how things play out. Sideboard wise, nothing too different. Shifting Ceratops back in. I've been facing off against a decent amount of control, and I just thought maybe it's time. And I also faced off against Azorius Spirits twice in a row yesterday. Don't know what that's all about. Sometimes that is just variance, and yeah, we'll jump right into it. I'm actually very excited. I think most people are quite excited for the upcoming ban announcement on Monday. Again, whatever's in the format, I'm going to face it. I'm going to try and beat it. Try my best to beat it, but certainly if Amalia combo goes, I won't be shedding a tear, that's for sure. I think Amalia Explore combo should be on the top of everybody's lists for banning something. It's the deck that actually can win on turn 3. There's not a whole lot you can do, and it's very resilient, very consistent. 100%. Do I like this? I think it's worth a risk. 2 lands, 2 forests, Archdruids, Topiary. We got a lot of stuff for 3. Possibly getting a mono red aggro to start, and they are on the play. I mean, it might just be it. We have to look to stick a Vaultborn Tyrant, possibly stabilize a little bit with that life gain. Oh, okay, yeah. Is this sort of deck Gruul aggro or Slickshot? Some variation. Fireblade Charger, whenever it dies, deals damage equal to its power to any target. I imagine the opponent has some sort of way to fling the creature at us, sacrificing the Fireblade Charger to, there's Castle Garenbrig. Very good. Very, very good. But, yeah. Fireblade Charger dies, possibly dealing 4 damage from fling, and then also 4 damage because of its ability. We could be, well, not quite close to dead. Mostly dead. Monstrous Rage tends to do the trick when you're facing off against the aggro deck of aggro decks, and they play first. You're probably just dead. That's really just oh yes, the thud. Well, it's not fling. That of course is sorcery speed. Fling costs 1 more, 1 in the red. You can do it at instant speed, but of course the sorcery speed doesn't really matter too much. They that's how the deck goes. Leyline of Sanctity. Would this stop a lot of stuff the opponent is doing? Quite a bit. Thud wouldn't be able to target us. Fireblade Charger would not be able to target us. I think for the most part this opponent is leaning pretty heavily into that. So if we want any hope, it's that. And Pugnacious Hammerskull. A big creature early to block really is going to be the thing. Tyrranax Rex will trim it just because it is the costlier of the big scary dinos. That can't be countered and whatnot. Goldvein Hydra, well, that could be a very reasonable thing to keep. Chances are it's going to die, get some treasures, but I think we'll just stick with Pugnacious instead. I like that. Yeah. Hope to see that Leyline of Sanctity. Whew. Of course, they could just beat us down with massive creatures as this deck can put out, and there still might not be much we can do, but 100%. That's a keep in my books. We have 1 Sunken and 1 Castle. Seeing 1 Commune with Dinosaurs, 1 other land, to play a Topiary or an Archdruids. I'll try that any day, especially when there's a deck that their plan is to target us with big amounts of damage. Now they can't. I like that. Quite a bit. Okay, that could be rough. I mean, I was a little bit worried with all those creatures. But a Sunken in a castle. Can't target me with Play with Fire, Skewer the Critics. Slickshot Show Off. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, there's the Sunken. Oh, that's what we're looking for. Might be able to play Vaultborn Tyrant next turn. Whew. Really couldn't have been anything better. Of course, it could have been Archdruid's Charm that I draw. Could have also been a Sylvan Scrying, which I don't have. If I had drawn Sylvan Scrying, I would have been able to dig and play the Sunken Citadel, just as I very fortunately simply drew the second one. Sylvan Scrying would have been perfect. Perfect. Vaultborn could be perfect. Do they have some Skewer the Critics? It feels like that might be the case. I don't think they can deal 16 to us this turn, but well, they're at 10 right now. Oh boy. Monstrous Rage? Oh, that's very, very neat. We still died. Okay. Like I said, Leyline of Sanctity might not save us, but can't win against everything. That feels like a Monday match. That's something you should face on a Monday, not a Friday. Nah. We'll get them next time.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Alright, Azorius Control. I hope to face it at least once tonight, and I actually kind of hope to face Azorius Spirits, blue and white, all that stuff. Surprise them with Shifting Ceratops, even though it may come down too slow. Certainly nice to get Shifting down on turn 3, but as things are, I'm not able to get to Shifting at that point. I don't have cost reducers or little creatures, the mana dorks, that sort of stuff, and I like the looks of that. 2 Goldvein Hydras, 100%. A Sunken in a Castle Garenbrig, beautiful. Yorion? No? Okay. Okay, Yorion, Doom Fortold. Orzhov, Doom Fortold. As I'm pretty sure it is. That could be pretty painful. Oh boy. Lots of discard, enchantments, exiling, possibly a bunch of sweepers as well. Hopeless Nightmare. I am not hopeless. I do have pretty good feelings about this. I'll keep both Goldvein Hydras, hoping to land one next turn. One the turn after that, get a bunch of treasures. Temple Garden actually is quite nice indeed. I'm paying the 2. X is 1. Might as well. I know that the Castle Garenbrig next turn, it's going to be entering untapped now with that Temple Garden. This could make all the difference. Hopefully they don't have exile-based removal though. Field of Ruin could ruin our chances. We have to watch out because it's probably going to be taking out Sunken Citadel. We'll preserve Castle Garenbrig until we absolutely need to use it. But now we got another. Get a chip away. Make a bunch of treasures. I like that. The damage is going to rack up a decent bit. They probably want to do something at some point. Maybe it is a sweeper. We make so many treasures. We actually would have enough for Ghalta plus Palani's Hatcher next turn. And hopefully I wouldn't draw a land. I certainly don't need that. I need more big stuff. I don't imagine they want to continually take 3 each turn, so at least maybe the 2/2 will go down. Goldvein Hydra does have a converted mana cost of 1, even though you sink a bunch into X, so Fatal Push quite easily could take it out. A Treacherous Blessing is not that painful. Huh. Okay. Like the looks of this. Just keep swinging. I can make 6 that turn. I didn't have anything for 6, but next turn I can make 7. Can't play Ghalta, but if one of these Goldveins dies, I will. They gotta be killing it at some point. One of them. Okay, yeah. Sunken Citadel. I figured that would happen. Very reasonable. Anybody can use Field of Ruin or Demolition Field, the carbon copy of that, and it is very painful at times. Sometimes I just get so many lands it doesn't matter if they take out one specific one. I like Palani's Hatcher. Kind of like just attacking with the Goldveins and seeing what happens. You know what, I'm going to do that. We're going to see. Give me those treasures, you know you wanna. Okay, okay. This is good. Eventually. Don't take any of their creatures out, but the treasures, really, that's what we're looking for. Do I play Palani's Hatcher? Would they have Thoughtseize, that sort of thing? I think we wait. Maintain both Palani's Hatchers and then pop off next turn. Somebody big. Anybody big. No Thoughtseize. Oh boy. I like the looks of this. Not too bad. Something's making me discard something. Eventually. I bet. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm just double checking. Yes, I have 1 treasure left, so I can go with Commune to search for a dinosaur, make the Ghalta turn bigger and better. Vaultborn Tyrant 100%, that's what I want to be using. They don't have counter spells, so poof. Here we go. Is that going to be it? Possibly. Now, is Goldvein Hydra better than Sylvan Scrying in this case? Maybe. The end. It's probably fine. We still got to put everything out. And it's all going to have haste. Oh, shoot. Gotcha. Tons of health. Tons of nasty ruthless aggression. Lots of lovely bodies for the following turn. I'm feeling pretty good. They only have 2 blockers. I don't imagine they're getting this done, but, well, who knows? I don't think it's possible. Good. Good stuff. There we go. Did I like Goldvein better than Sylvan Scrying, though? Let's picture that. I played a couple early. They chipped away, did a bunch of damage. But I would have just straight up found the other Sunken. Could have found 2 Sunkens. Could have found a replacement for the Sunken that was destroyed by Field of Ruin. And of course the treasures are temporary, and as you saw, the Goldvein Hydra stuck around for a decent amount of time. I didn't get access to the treasures they could potentially make for at least a few turns there, so do some damage, maybe don't get to explode as early as you want. I think there's a decent amount to consider, but with this, focused around enchantments, a bunch of little creatures, I'm not too worried, because a lot of the creatures do have trample. Goldvein Hydra, that has trample. Calamity's Wake, nothing really that jumps out at me. Possibly Leyline of Sanctity if some of their enchantments or their permanents can target me. Possibly. Otherwise, I say we stay the same. We do a lot of deadly stuff, hasty deadly stuff. If the opponent has a sweeper, it may not matter. They won't have a chance to use it if they're dead the turn I do my thing, as I usually hope it is, especially against this opponent. They might have some sweepers in the sideboard that they're definitely going to be bringing in to destroy everything. It's not going to be fun. And they'll definitely have more sacrificing spells, I would think. Something like that. But also an early Goldvein Hydra, it really could be quite beneficial if the opponent has a Shieldred's Edict, forcing us to sacrifice a non-token creature. Oftentimes that is Carnage Tyrant, because it's the only creature I have out. But if Goldvein is before that, boom, that's the thing that gets sacrificed. I get my treasures in that case and possibly just devastate on the following turn. Would this hand get the job done? I'd be more inclined to keep it if one of the forests was a Sunken or a Castle Garenbrig. I'm going to try one. Ouch. Ouch.
Dang! Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we'll give that a go. We'll give that a go. You know what? I want to keep Tyrranax Rex with the haste. Could be a little bit better. I might play Carnage Tyrant. It doesn't have haste. I'm forced to sacrifice it on the following turn from the opponent. Not a lot of fun. I was a little bit worried that Commune, well, it might get discarded. Hopefully they don't have a Thoughtseize. Okay, that could be good. I'm waiting to see if I draw land for the turn. If I do, Commune could dig and grab the third land. This could be very important. Okay, not so much. Well, that's what we're doing. Oh, there's the land. There wasn't even a second one in the top 5, so that is quite important, very big. We got a little bit closer, waiting a turn with Commune, and hopefully something's coming up. I would bet money on it. Okay, well, phew, there we go. By the skin of our teeth, lovely stuff. Still need a Castle Garenbrig at least to get closer to what we want. But we have the 3 sources of green. Archdruid's Charm. That's the ticket. Would Goldvein Hydra be the ticket? Well, we could play it for X's 3. Make a bunch of treasures. Tithing Blade there. That certainly is quite rough. Never a lot of fun. Really wish I had the Goldvein. Forced to sacrifice it. Could have sacrificed it. With Yorion, though, they might potentially bounce. Okay, yeah. You got the field again. Oh, boy. Oh, nuts. Where's Castle Garenbrig when you need it? Well, it's not Castle Garenbrig, but not that. But it is another land. We got 6. We draw any other land. We're able to play the big things in our hand, and that is going to be pretty painful for the opponent, especially if oh, you got Field of Ruin again. It's not fun. I don't need the sources of white with Temple Guard, and I don't really even need Cavern of Souls, but I imagine they will continue to use Field of Ruin. That's alright. Yeah, I really wish I had Back to Nature at this point. Oh, that would have been lovely. Of course, Carnage Tyrant is lovely if it sticks around, but as I mentioned, something's coming up. I bet. They play a land next turn, they can pay 3 to bring Yorion into their hand and play it. Bouncing, Tithing Blade, Demonic Pact, that sort of thing. Question becomes, do I want to keep the Vaultborns, both Vaultborns, or T-Rex? I say we keep both Vaultborns. That could be, the best potential thing. More card draw, life gain. I like that. Maybe we're safe. Maybe they can't bounce anything. Cavern of Souls? Fine by me. Any land in the deck. Well, maybe other than Sunken Citadel. That would enter tapped. I wouldn't be able to make 7 if that's what I got. Can they get rid of Carnage Tyrant? Oh, yes. Still. Yorion. Didn't even realize they had brought it in from the sideboard, paying the 3 for companion. As I mentioned, Carnage Tyrant is gone. Painfully. That is also quite painful. The white not doing much in this moment. Temple Garden 100%. Oftentimes it has been a stomping ground. At the very least, we could have played Regisaur Alpha, but it wouldn't have done a whole lot in this case. I wouldn't have attacked with the 3/3 dinosaur token that it makes into Yorion. I mean, that is 5, and oh yeah, okay. Well, discard 2 cards. That's probably going to be it. I might do Leyline of Sanctity. Yeah. Perhaps there is enough stuff from the opponent that targets me. Demonic Pact. 4 damage to any target. They gain 4 life. They wouldn't be able to target me. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Wouldn't be able to target me, which is actually pretty fantastic. I like that. They literally can't choose target opponent discards 2 cards. They might be forced to choose you lose the game. They might be caught off guard by that. That could be pretty hilarious as a way to win. If they've done 4 damage to any target and gained 4 life, plus the draw 2 cards, and they only have those 2 modes left. I'll think about it. Topiary Stomper, though, at the very least we get to the 7th mana. Fortunately, I still have some basic force. It's been quite some time since I've been down to 1 left. Very scary. Hopefully they don't have another Field of Ruin after the Field of Ruin that they have out. Yeah, that does tend to hurt. You never know. A Vaultborn, gain some life, draw a card, play some good stuff. That's what it's all about. I've come back from far worse situations and scenarios. Eventually. Okay, well, I like a Carnage Tyrant, but still 100%. That's what we're doing. Good stuff. Still can't play that Regisaur Alpha. It's not too often that I run into this scenario where I could play it and maybe want to play it, don't have the source of red. It's oftentimes the one or two of Cavern of Souls that gets me the source of red for Regisaur, or I choose Sunken Citadel as red, possibly the second one, but sometimes the first one. If I know I'm going to get my sources of green for Castle Garenbrig, yeah, we'll see. I always like trying new stuff, and I definitely have time to try new stuff when you only play one thing. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's not happening. Exiling the Vaultborn Tyrant, we don't even get the death trigger, and all the Vaultborn Tyrants are gone permanently, never coming back. Now would Leyline of Sanctity help with the end? Nothing targets us there. No. I kind of like Calamity's Wake, I gotta admit. Play it on the opponent's turn, they basically can't cast anything. They're sacrificing spells, sorceries, instants, enchantments. Well, they might cast the end in response to Calamity's End, but for the most part, could stop a decent amount of their stuff. All their non-creature spells. I'll stick with Goldvein Hydra for now. Of course, the land is quite a bit more stable than a creature, and the treasures are certainly, well, they're only one-time use, but with the Field of Ruin from this opponent, the chance that they can get it back with the restoration of a Ganjo, that enchantment that they had, one of the modes with that saga, they can return a permanent with mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. That was Field of Ruin, and kind of ruined our chances there a wee bit. But I like that. 3 lands. We will be able to play Topiary to get the 3rd source of green for Archdruids, and fine by me. Absolutely. Another Topiary. That's not bad. Oh, did they have a Thoughtseize? Maybe. At the very least, I'm going to have something to play next turn. They're playing a bunch of artifacts. It's not the scariest thing to start, and it is nice to know that chances are I won't be interrupted because they probably don't have Thoughtseize. This opponent focusing, again, on permanence with enter the battlefield effects, abusing it, or, well, just redoing them whenever Yorion blinks everything. Okay, well, I like another forest, I gotta say. Archdruid's Charm. Archdruid's Charm, yeah. Yeah, that's what we want. Castle Garenbrig, able to make 7, possibly. Just slap down Tyrranax Rex next turn and go to town, pretty much. I do have the Topiary Stomper, so I have a sacrificial thing for their sacrificing spells. Whether that is Tithing Blade, when it enters, I sacrifice a creature. It's not a creature with the greatest power, the greatest mana value, that sort of thing. I've got my benefit from Topiary Stomper. It's entered, I've grabbed a forest, and I've got an extra benefit because now it can be used to possibly protect one of the big things that may not have been saved otherwise. Field of Ruin can't be used? No, Field of Ruin can't be used. Okay. I was just double checking they didn't have 2 extra mana. Field of Ruin takes 2 mana. We got to take this opportunity while we can, get the castle and get them. I would imagine. Just do it. Go time. And play Topiary Stomper next turn. Get to 7 lands. But maybe they sweep. It's also not the worst thing in the world. I do have Cavern of Souls, so I got my source of red if I want to play Regisaur or Palani Hydra, but I could see myself going Topiary Stomper. No, you can't target T-Rex. They could have 2 spells that make me sacrifice a creature. We would lose Topiary Stomper to begin with, and then Tyrranax Rex, unfortunately. No fun. But I still think they want Field of Ruin to... Oh. Okay. Extinction Event? Tyrranax Rex and Topiary Stomper are both odd. How she goes. That's good. Very good from the opponent. I've sometimes used Extinction Event as well. Splashing black against Mono Green Devotion. It has been lovely against that deck in particular because a lot of their creatures are an odd mana value. And they have some death triggers. It's not fun. I gotta tell you. Not a lot of fun. But top decking a T-Rex.
Bazinga!
Yeah. Goldvein Hydra was... What was it? What did I have? Wayward Swordtooth. I was trying Wayward Swordtooth today for a bit, but for the most part, Thunderblade. Hopefully all is well with you. Goldvein Hydra is Sylvan Scrying. For quite a little bit. A couple days now I've tried without Sylvan Scrying. I'm definitely feeling not having it, but I wanted to feel not having it and feel the potential pain and the potential benefit. Although the pros outweigh the cons, I would say. There's not a lot of cons with Sylvan Scrying. Oh, yeah, okay. Doom Fortold? It's good. It's good. We only had one thing to sacrifice, that being the dastardly, the amazing Tyrranax Rex. Hopefully they don't have Fatal Push. Maybe it's a good game. I don't know. They have a sweeper. They said good game because I'm gonna win. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. It is hard to give up, 100%. But I do like to highlight why something is good, and even if I have to be dealt pain, felt pain, yeah. I don't know why they said good game, but they haven't won yet. Yeah, I kind of want Topiary Stomper. I mean, I do like Carnage Tyrant. Now we'll go with Topiary Stomper. Get another land. Yeah. At least I have Topiary. I could sacrifice to Doom Fortold. That wouldn't be super terrible. Could play Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant. If we get that next turn, we would kill him. Hopefully we see it. I do have 4 copies. Beseech the Mirror. It is pretty good. Demonic Pact, yeah. Oh, I like Commune with Dinosaurs. This is very positive. You know who I'm going to be grabbing. I like a Vaultborn Tyrant as well. Definitely. Draw. Gain a little bit of life. Let's go. Okay. We're rolling in it. Beautiful stuff. Got a bunch of lands. Okay. Turning things around at the very least. At least with Vaultborn Tyrant, I don't think they're going to attack into it with Shieldred. Certainly would be nice to take that out, though. Big time. Does make me wonder. What do they have? That is pretty painful. Shieldred getting indestructible. I don't like the sounds of that. Well, we'll play Carnage Tyrant plus Topiary. Draw a bunch of stuff. Hopefully see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant at some point here. Oh, okay. Hey. I knew we had to find it. One of these days. Keep that Vaultborn behind just to maybe block Shieldred. Alright, here goes nothing. They don't have a whole lot. They can't deal 19 to me. I don't think so. Unless they have some sort of shenanigans up their sleeve. Now we're about to find out. Hopeless Nightmare? No, not too hopeless. Get rid of Regisaur, yeah. Thrabid Inspector, that's something. They're getting worried. I think they sense something bad is maybe coming up. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, well, it's, I mean, it's not great. Oh, yeah. Bouncing both. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Forced to discard Ghalta and Palani's Hatcher. Nonsense. Can't even play Regisaur. Yeah. Huh? There's a lot of discard. Sometimes you don't win. Okay, what's the next one gonna be? Who knows? It's been all over the map. Haven't actually faced much vampires. It's been more Amalia than vampires. There's nothing you can do. Leyline of Sanctity would not have even saved us. Hopeless Nightmare doesn't target us to discard a card, and yeah. Close but no cigar. Darn.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
And I actually had sacrificed quite a bit that match. All their stuff. It was a lot of sacrificing on my part. That looks pretty darn amazing to me. Castle Garenbrig, 4 lands, Goldvein, Topiary. We're rolling in it. Yeah, well, that's good. Sometimes I like to go Commune. If I see sources of black, I smell a Thoughtseize coming my way. We'll see if we get a Sunken Citadel. No Sunken Citadel, but I'm going to choose Ghalta. We're going to be getting to Ghalta, and I would really rather have it than not. Yeah. Should be good. I guess this is Vampires. I mentioned it 30 seconds ago, and now I might be staring down a Sorin painfully. Definitely Topiary Stomper, I imagine. Maybe Goldvein Hydra would get killed, but it might not. I might not get those treasures. Topiary at least gets me one closer to the plan. That's not too bad. We don't see Vein Ripper. Feels good. And the opponent is not attacking. They don't realize Topiary Stomper... Oh, excuse me. Topiary Stomper cannot block. Beautiful. Now we'll play Goldvein for 5. Lovely stuff. I don't care who blocks. If Gifted Aetherborn does, they might die next turn. Of course, I may not need any more lands in my hand. It's a very real possibility. Give me treasures. Do it. Okay. Yeah, they don't want to do that yet, but maybe it's coming up. Although Goldvein Hydra, in a way, it is similar to Sylvan Scrying with the Ghalta. Sylvan Scrying being a sorcery, I can't put that out with Ghalta's ability, but I also can't put Goldvein Hydra out. It would enter as a 0/0. And that's just, well, it dies instantly. I get no treasures. Just keep beating him up with Goldvein. Huh. I mean, it's not a bad plan B. They have to block it or kill it at some point here. It's pretty good. But again, keep in mind, Goldvein, which would have been Sylvan Scrying, I would have searched for a Sunken. I would have been able to play Ghalta at this point. Absolutely, I would have been able to make 8. And I would have been actually dead. But now I'm getting the treasures. In what situations could Goldvein Hydra be better than Sylvan Scrying? Is it more often better because I have the creature? There's a lot of questions that could be asked. Oh, that's a lot of treasures. Hopefully they don't have Thoughtseize. Oh, Sorin, okay. Now the Vein Ripper. No Vein Ripper. Okay. See? Look, Rakdos Vampires doesn't always get it on turn 3. But they do that. Really. Okay. Play both Palani's Hatchers, I guess. Not much else you can do. Actually, I might be able to play all of them. All of them? That would be pretty crazy. Yeah, I think I can play all of them. Well, I'm doing that. And they're still dead. Phew. Okay. Treasure's coming in handy. Eventually. Oh. No, that's not good. This only happens on my phone. What's glitching? On my phone it has been painful at times. Is my computer crashing or something? That's fairly unlucky. I don't think this specific thing has ever happened. On my computer, I should say. Huh. Well, we'll get there. You know, we want to stay positive and...
Dang! Oh! Unforgivable!
Oh, now why my timers... What's going on? Just nothing to press. Oh. Huh. I don't know. Maybe the client couldn't handle the opponent conceding at some wacky time. Something got hung up there. Okay. We definitely were going to get the job done, and fortunately it wasn't something super permanent. Phew. Maybe the opponent was a little bit miffed that they didn't get the Vein Ripper down on turn 3 as everybody hopes to do. Of course, that is pretty hard to come back from for pretty much any deck. Possibly might get banned, but again, there's just so much that I face, and it honestly can be a little bit hard to sideboard when the field is wide open. If it was a higher stakes setting, a high stakes tournament, you know, you would have a narrower field of decks, and certainly it would be easier to prepare. Don't have to worry about too much funny business. Kind of like the client was a funny business right there. Hopefully that doesn't continue. But that was weird that my timer was counting down, and then they conceded. Huh. Sadly, there's still glitches. A lot of glitches came with the Bloomborough release a couple weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I think, at this point. A lot more than usual. Usually there is quite a few bugs on release day. It gets fixed within the first week or so, and everything is smooth sailing. Maybe the opponent just completely closed their client. That could also be a very real possibility too. Once it goes down to about 2 minutes or something like that, it automatically starts the match. The opponent's timer is going to run down, and no, don't do that again. Huh. I don't know, I might have to close the client myself. Very odd. I want to try at least one more match here tonight. Even though it's late, it's the weekend, it's Friday. We'll get there. I hope. Interesting that it's still going 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Okay. We're into something. Maybe some of you guys have experienced that glitch today. And now, oh, the opponent's counting down. They must be gone. It's definitely nothing on my side. I wouldn't imagine that's the case. My internet connection is absolutely amazing. Fiber, wired, as it has to be with fiber, but Okay. I'll definitely try another match. I'm quite curious to see if that glitch happens again, but I think it was just a wacky one-off. Maybe I have an update I have to do for my computer. Usually, of course, there is a notification, and I try to update things before I start. But I did start pretty quick tonight just because I wanted to, get things going. Gregimus Maximus. Well, it's kind of okay. Of course, this is a perfect example. Sylvan Scrying would absolutely have been better than Goldvein Hydra. Sunken Citadel to start. First land, it enters tapped. Come turn 2, we have a forest. We have 2. Goldvein Hydra, being Sylvan Scrying, we search for Castle Garenbrig. We would play that on turn 3. We would have 3 green for the Archdruid's Charm, which would search for and put out the second Sunken, able to make 7. We have another Archdruids to get to the 8th mana, or Vaultborn, or another Tyrranax Rex. But I'll keep it just for interest's sake, even though hopefully that was a clear enough explanation that Goldvein, well, we'll see. Goldvein brings pain, possibly to me in this case. Oh, more stuff like that. Okay. You know what? I'm going to play it for 1. Then we'll wait. I might just block the Gifted Aetherborn. It might die, but we'll see. I might be able to save myself from taking 2 damage. Yep, fine by me. Get that treasure. Okay. Certainly save that treasure. Of course, if I didn't have the 3rd land, I would be using that for Archdruid's Charm. That would have been quite nice indeed. Topiary. We're going to get rid of Topiary Stomper just because I have Archdruid's Charm. That searches for a land for 3. Topiary only searches for a basic forest. And, well, I need more than a basic forest. I'm looking for a specific land, so that's what we're getting at. Goldvein for 2, though. Nah. Archdruids searching for that Castle Garenbrig. I could play Tyrranax Rex next turn. That would be pretty devastating. I do imagine the Gifted Aetherborn is probably going to swing, so at least I would get to connect with Tyrranax Rex once. Then they might hold back the Gifted Aetherborn next turn. Just because it has Death Touch, it would be trading with the T-Rex, but I've connected once and I might connect a second time. At that point, the opponent would be at 8 poison counters. That's a painful amount. Okay, things changed. All right, well. Now things changed. We search for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. We might kill him. Bloodletter of Aclazotz. So with its ability, fantastic and very painful, lovely combo potential. If an opponent would lose life, they lose twice that much life. So creatures dealing damage, they're going to deal a total of 5. We're going to lose, well, a total of 10 with that ability. But it still doesn't matter. Because hopefully they're dead. We got a lot of lovely creatures, but you never know. Something else big. Oh, another T-Rex. That definitely does the trick. I think so. Boom. Huh. I'll take it. Phew. 16, 12, 30. No, 20. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what it's all about. And also, you see the Goldvein Hydra. It's just sitting around. It's not doing a whole lot of anything. Whether I play it or I go to play Ghalta, I don't want to put it out. It's completely useless. Like I mentioned, it doesn't enter with counters and just sits in my hand. I could play it as a way to recover if the opponent somehow lives. But Goldvein Hydra could be some creature that doesn't die. Some creature with actual power and toughness. Maybe that costs 2 or 3. Somebody big, if by chance I can get to that big amount of mana consistently enough. But of course, without Sylvan Scrying, that plan is hurt quite a bit. Now, this particular opponent, anything different? No, probably not. Of course, they would have Thoughtseize, Yarok's Fenlurker. When it enters, each opponent exiles a card, so they're not targeting me. Leyline of Sanctity does not protect against that. Yeah, I feel like we trim Goldvein. I want Leyline of Sanctity. This opponent could have a decent bit of, well, potentially painful stuff that targets me. Combo potential with the Bloodletter of Aclazot's there. I'm a little bit worried. This hand, though, pretty perfect, I would say. 2 sources of green, one of them being Sunken and the Leyline. I'll take it. We got 3 chances to get to the 3rd source for Archdruids, which is going to grab a castle. Maybe I draw Castle Garenbrig, and well, then Archdruids would grab and put the 2nd Sunken out, and that Commune with Dinosaurs might just have tied things up. Going to be digging for a land this turn. Okay. Castle. Ooh. I'll go with a forest. There's still plenty left in the deck. I haven't really seen too much land destruction from this opponent. I would imagine it's in there, but 1 of 6 forests, that's alright. That's okay. We'll wait for Archdruids. Hopefully draw land that enters untapped, possibly play, well, it's definitely going to be Vaultborn if I'm able to make 7 next turn. Bloodletter of Aclazot's, that's not the greatest thing in the world. It's really going to chip away. Oh boy. We don't exactly need Vaultborn Tyrant, but again, the opponent could have painful stuff coming up. Okay, that it's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible. Both Topiary Stompers. We get 2 forests. We will get to Ghalta next turn, which is actually pretty darn sweet. I like that. As long as we survive, whatever the opponent is doing, might be able to make something good happen. Never mind. Okay, yeah. That's the combo. Well, it's not really a combo, but one go. So the Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Gary, as people call it, when it enters, each opponent loses X life, where X is their devotion to black. They had 9 devotion, but with Bloodletter, I lose 18 because the 9 life loss is doubled. Okay, well, they were about to die, and then we died. Nothing you can do. Of course, the Grey Merchant doesn't target us. Leyline of Sanctity does not protect against it, and I imagine it still will save things a little bit. I mean, it's definitely better. Tempted to mulligan one more time for Leyline of Sanctity. I think we do that. Okay, well, good. Very positive stuff. Yeah, Ghalta to the bottom. Sometimes I'm tempted to keep Ghalta. Sometimes I like T-Rex. Of course, Ghalta, I got 4 copies in the list, so there's a fairly decent chance to see if we get another one, if I have to send one to the bottom. Of course, I could shuffle the deck. I know for a fact that Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant I put to the bottom is, well, certainly or likely closer to the top. Exiled a Regisaur, got a Regisaur, and it's going to be a Sunken. Even a Castle Garenbrig next turn wouldn't exactly unlock a whole lot. We don't have anything we can play with the 6 screen. Liliana of the Vale, also pretty painful stuff right there. Just painful mulliganing a couple times, especially with a deck that discards and exiles. I mean, Castle Garenbrig is nice to see. Could have done red with a Sunken, absolutely. Sometimes that's the painful point. I don't choose red with Sunken if it works out. The 2 temples. Oh well, we could have almost played it. At least I can play any creature with 7, but I'm still worried. If I don't choose green for Sunken, the opponent takes out one other source of green. I'm not able to make the 2 green. Then for Castle, if the opponent is wise to that. Looking at everything, of course, it may have been a little nice to play Regisaur, but if Sunken was the only way to get the 2 green and they destroyed 1 Temple Garden, and I'm only able to make 1 and I can't activate Castle because Sunken was chosen as red, it can only tap for 2 red. It's rough. Sometimes it's rough, but perhaps it's not that scary. I could begin to choose red a little bit. Yeah, no, that's, didn't get him. And 1 more match. Now, we'll do 1 more. Just without replacing it with a basic. Not a whole lot. There is some stuff. Creeping Mold, I believe. Pretty costly thing. Stuff with red. Costs 4. Yeah. Creeping Mold here. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. I mean, it is pretty expensive. Very expensive if you're destroying an artifact or enchantment. Stuff that does that is a lot less than 4. Land, yeah, something to think about. But for the most part, yeah, very, very expensive. Too expensive. But it is nice to have the versatility, even though it is expensive versatility. Okay. No funny business stuff. Probably going to be something else black related, heavily black related. Hopefully it's not that dastardly gray merchant. This hand though, goblins. That's not fun. That is a pretty darn aggressive deck and they are going first, so that might spell doom. But we do have 2 castles. We've got Archdruids. We're going to get to Vaultborn Tyrant. I'm pretty sure of that. Technically, we only need to draw 1 more land. Archdruids being the 4th land, being a Sunken with the lands I already have. I'm going to get to 6, get to 7. Poof. Once they figure out what's going on. They were probably caught up a priority being held for Skirk Prospector. Sacrifice a goblin. They could have sacrificed the Prospector. Of course, they're not going to do that, but yeah, okay. Another Ghalta. It's not the worst thing in the world, as I'm sure many of you guys have seen. You play 1 Ghalta with the draw triggers from the Vaultborn and the other Ghalta that's put out. You stack the 2nd instance under the draw triggers. You get to put all that other stuff out indefinitely. Oh, yeah, Rakdos Goblins. I was actually a little bit worried about this, but it's got to be Archdruids for Sunken. Big time. If we want any hope to win, but I think we're probably dead at this point. We'll see. The Vaultborn, it might save us. You never know. No, that's not happening. No. Now, if we had a Sunken out, possibly going turn 4 Ghalta, even though that is very magical Christmas land. You know, I get some wins, sometimes against aggressive stuff. 100% Pugnacious, though. Want to be playing that. Goldvein Hydra, love it. An early creature, blocking. Get some treasures, that's going to make a difference. T-Rex. We don't exactly need that. I like the looks of it. Nothing else really helps too much. But Goldvein, I'm quite excited about. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, man. Couldn't get much better than that. Of course, the opponent might just pop off, and again, we might not have much of a chance, but we definitely have a far better one. Sunken to start. By turn 3, Archdruid is searching and putting the second one out, able to make 7, possibly 8 on turn 4. So this could be that turn 4 Ghalta that I was mentioning, and cross your fingers, cross your claws. Hopefully the Rakdos Goblins opponent doesn't do their kind of combo. I've explained it a bit before, but Call of the Death Dweller for 2 and a black can return any number of creatures with a total mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, and you get to put a menace and a death touch counter on each or either of them. You get to split those counters up. Goblin Chain Whirler is the thing they often bring back. When it enters, it deals 3 damage to, or not 3 damage, 1 damage to each creature your opponents control, which is painful because the Goblin Chain Whirler, because of Call of the Death Dweller that brought it back, it's got Death Touch, so that 1 damage to each of our creatures destroys all the creatures. Not a pretty sight. At least possibly with the Vaultborn, I would have somebody to get back. Playing Palani's Hatcher next turn, possibly, if we're able to. Of course, the second Sunken I'm choosing as red. Big time. Definitely. Right. Ghalta, Vaultborn, really, I'm hoping for that. Carnage Tyrant wouldn't be too bad, but just having 1 creature against this deck that goes pretty wide, hits pretty hard, Carnage Tyrant is not going to be super duper helpful. Okay, well, we'll play it. Possibly block the Horde Master. We're not quite dead yet, but of course Goblins, they're one of the ultimate shenanigan decks. All sorts of big damage, surprising amounts of damage too. Maybe Carnage Tyrant scares away their aggression a little bit. I don't think that's going to be the case though. Conspicuous Snoop. Well, that is a little bit painful. Okay, still, not great. And we got 2 things now. Well, that's something. I say we wait. Having 2 blockers, maybe again that continues to scare him off a wee bit. We still have to be worried about that Chain Whirler, like I mentioned. It's all right. Still got good blockers. Well, I don't exactly want another Pugnacious, but I got one. It's not nothing. Definitely, you could do a whole lot worse than a 6/6. Of course, it would be nice to have Trample, especially with the Goblins. Chump blocking. Some of the best chump blockers around. There's not really much point at all to attack with the Hammerskull. It would just be stopped by who knows what. All 4. Darn. I don't even know what I want to press.
This is a load of barnacles.
I mean, it's not a 0% chance for this particular scenario to happen. It's unfortunate, I guess, would be the best term. Thunderblade, you jinxed it. 7 of 8. Huh. I know one of you guys posted a statistical probability counter. I would be interested to see the probability of this. I have to imagine there's a, it's not high. It's probably a low, but you're going to see all kinds of wacky stuff with a particular deck if it's the only deck you play. And, at the very least, it's interesting. Maybe they'll start attacking now. Oh, Castle Garenbrig, lovely stuff. I can play one. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. I still imagine we're dead, goblins being what they are, but maybe I draw Ghalta Stampede Tyrant next turn. I am a quarter of the way through the deck. I would imagine to see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant at some point, but at least I got more blockers. That's really what we're looking for. Yeah. They'll certainly play that conspicuous snoop off the top. We're still safe. Ghalta for the win. I can make 8. That's not Ghalta, but more Palani's Hatchers. The more the merrier, the better. That's what we want. They go wide, I go wide. Except nothing. Again, well, most of it doesn't have tramples. It's pretty painful. Of course, goblins is not the most common thing to face. Oh, there's the Call of the Death Dweller. We have to take the damage from... Well, we're technically dead next turn. Oh, Vaultborn. Again, I do like that. It's okay-ish. They're bringing the Goblin Chain Whirler back. Sadly. That's just how it's going. We are going to lose everything next turn. This is a no-win scenario. Skirk Prospector will simply sacrifice the Goblin Chain Whirler, and that's that. That is that. Or they sacrifice the Scamps. The Scamps makes sense too. Eventually we're going to lose every creature we have. Or maybe not. They just attack with everything. Yeah, that does tend to do the trick. It's got to do the trick. Huh. Okay. That's not too bad. Okay, yeah, no. Maybe I can save myself. No, I can't. Never mind. Fireblade Charger, that tends to do it. Okay. Where's Ghalta when you need it? Sadly, not around. Which is also a point. Oftentimes, you don't see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant when you know. That would do the trick. That would pack a punch and likely get the win. Not exactly against goblins, because I have so many creatures without trample, but no, it is a point. The big thing, the big G, even with 4 copies and even with this, man, it was so amazing seeing all this stuff, thinking of the potential of what might have happened. Of course, Goldvein Hydra, about the same impact in this moment as Sylvan Scrying. I would have searched for another land, a 1/1, or another land, about the same. Maybe I should do one more. Maybe I will. Try to end on a positive nightcap, even though I'm having a good time. You know, I'm always having a good time, even if it is more painful than good. As tonight, the trend is mostly. Is it going to be 2 goblins in a row? That would certainly be funny business. major. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. Maybe I'm going to beat the all-time record. I saw 7 of those 8 red creatures, the Palani's Hatchers and Regisaur Alphas. I'm going to get the 8th one again and again and again. Ooh. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it would likely happen eventually, but if it happened in back-to-back games, oh boy. Get your tinfoil hat ready. Maybe the algorithm doesn't know what to do with me. Taking a fair bit of time to find an opponent, but again, it is pretty late. 11:45 my time, and perhaps a lot of people have packed it in if they've also had a perhaps similar experience. A similar painful experience. Oh, okay, Thunderblade. I appreciate that. Good stuff. Oh, there we go. There we go. That is what I was looking for. Thunderblade, you're the good luck charm. Okay, I was a little bit worried we might lose Commune, but 100% will dig for another Sunken or something big. Vaultborn Tyrant. We can play Carnage on turn 4. Vaultborn on turn 5. That's usually pretty good. Unless we lose something to Thoughtseize, of course, or Witch's Oven, sacrificing Kroxa. They get the food, 2 food, because Kroxa is a creature with power 4 or greater. It's not so fun. Palani's Hatcher, though, get rid of it. I want to maintain, I want to maintain the big stuff, but now we're getting Vaultborn on turn 4. That is where we want to be. This is good. Yeah, let's just do the good stuff. Now the question becomes, are all those painful previous matches a reasonable indication of switching stuff up, or is it too small a sample size to draw a conclusion as to, well, I'll just play Ghalta. Of course, I don't like to make a knee-jerk reaction if I have multiple painful moments back to back, but you gotta say, this is pretty good. Yeah. Whew. And how I got to that mana was never dependent on a creature, which this opponent likely has removal. Doesn't matter. I get there. I draw a lot of stuff I don't need, but hopefully they don't have an exile-based sweeper. I don't imagine that's going to happen, and well, we're not completely one-sided. Carnage Tyrant is even. Carnage and Ghalta are even. Oh, Furnace Rains. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. Vaultborn's certainly going to be blocking Ghalta. Yeah. We get a copy of Vaultborn. The opponent is going to sacrifice Ghalta. They're going to get 2 more food, but could be okay. No more lands. Super flooded. As it sometimes goes, just unfortunate. I think they're looking to take out Vaultborn Tyrant there. Or they're just mad that I got a copy. I drew some more. Okay, that's to be expected. Do I want Palani's Hatcher? We're going to save Archdruids. We're going to search for another Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, which hopefully is going to have haste. Palani's giving that, but also I could draw something big for the turn. I mean, look at all the lands that I have. There's a very good chance that I draw some big creature, because they're all big. It could be a Topiary Stomper or a Goldvein Hydra, which I want to see. I absolutely don't want to see. Topiary would be okay. I would get to 7 lands, so I could also attack with it due to Palani's. And they are at 13. It feels alright. As long as there's no Thoughtseize. Oh boy. Good, good. Ghalta, let's go. Oh, more land. I jinxed myself with that. Hopefully the card that I can't see in their hand isn't removal. You never know. Might not be. Either they have removal and we didn't get them, or they don't and we do get them. Okay. Whew. My goodness. Talk about probability. That's Flood City. Doesn't matter what you have, how many sandbags you packed up around your house of cards, house of dinosaur cards. That's but do I want Leyline of Sanctity? With this being Rakdos Sacrifice, red and black, not a whole lot of stuff targets us. You know, they would have the Thoughtseize. They would have Mayhem Devil, which I actually am quite excited to kill. They would have a lot of ways to kill Goldvein Hydra. Possibly they would get the treasures. If they temporarily steal Goldvein with Furnace Rains or claim the Firstborn, sorcery for 1 red, gain control of a creature with mana value 3 or less. That would be rough. Goldvein, even if it is a 5/5 or a 6/6, if I spent a lot of mana for X, after it's played, after everything is done, it still goes back to 1. So they could steal it, sacrifice it, possibly get multiple food tokens with the Witch's Oven, and then possibly get those treasures. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. They control it. I'm still the owner, but they control it. I don't like that. Goldvein, no. Yeah. I mean, we certainly didn't need Goldvein Hydra the previous game. Big time. Right. Something good. Leyline to start. Of course, I hope I don't have to mulligan too much, but I still like, going pretty heavily into white, potentially playing Leyline of Sanctity, even though that option doesn't come up too much. It's nice to know if I kept the hand without it, I still might be able to get the 2 sources of white that Leyline of Sanctity requires. Sometimes it has saved me, but it's almost non-existent. That scenario comes up. Chances are by the time I play Leyline of Sanctity, the opponent has done a bunch of stuff that targets me, and well, we don't do it. I like seeing 2 Vaultborn Tyrants go extra hard into the life gain and card draw potential and get them. Okay, that's good. Oh my, well, it just got perfectly better. Okay. Whew. As long as they don't go turn 3 Vein Ripper, which is still a possibility, even though this is Rakdos Sacrifice. If you're in black, you might as well. Alright, if we draw another land next turn that enters untapped, there's a good chance they're just dead. Do I want the haste of Regisaur? Well, you know what? Getting rid of Regisaur. Oh, well, I got a replacement. Lovely stuff. Okay. Either I play Vaultborn next turn or the opponent might die. Because I would draw a land for the turn that enters untapped. I'm getting that second Sunken at the moment and hoping they don't have land destruction. No Field of Ruin. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh boy. Okay, have some. Oh, yeah. Almost thought they were about to sacrifice something. I almost clicked that and it went to my turn without getting this second Sunken here. Choosing red, just in case. I already have one that's chosen as green, so. Oh, okay. Do I want Vaultborn to maybe draw land or Archdruid? Yeah, we'll go with Vaultborn. Hard to say. The opponent could steal it next turn, sacrifice it. Furnace Rains might actually do me in, but we'll see. See if it might have been better to just wait Archdruids to lock in the next land and get to 8 mana for Ghalta. Are they going to kill it? Maybe. That's not too bad. Double Vaultborn next turn might be quite nice, but I smell a Furnace Rains. It was pretty helpful for the opponent. The previous Extinction event, something. Leyline. I don't know why they said oops. It's not really an oops, but I'll go with Topiary Stomper. We get that land, then we might get him. Now they gotta squirm. I hope. Good stuff. Yeah, I like the looks of that. Keep spending the mana.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance!
Oh,
but not for me!
I jinxed myself. We lost Ghalta. We haven't lost yet. We still got big stuff to play. Don't worry. Vaultborn. Archdruids to search for a Ghalta. Yeah, we'll just do that. I like that. I don't think they'll have another Thoughtseize. Of course, that would be pretty painful, but I'll take my chances to get them. Get them good. We're at a pretty healthy amount. 15 now with the cat that re-enters after they sacrifice the food, and they don't have a Mayhem Devil out. I got time to possibly, definitely get him. Thoughtseize definitely would rip Archdruid's Charm from my hand. Ooh, oh, that also would be bad. Kind of like the Goldvein Hydra, the opponent getting those treasure tokens. The opponent getting the Vaultborn token. No, not fun. Yeah, not great. Oh, yep, there it is. It's the end of their turn. It's past their second main phase. We've got Ghalta, and they have death. Lovely. If you're not playing Archdruid's Charm, play it. Oops. There you go. Smoked. Finished off. Phew. And viewers, concurrent viewers popping off. It still doesn't quite beat my all-time record of 16, I think. 12. Oh my goodness, maybe I will. I mean, I kind of want to go to sleep, but maybe I'll leave it there for now. It is midnight my time. It's 11:58, but I got the fantastic nightcap. It was painful. Is Sylvan Scrying better than Goldvein Hydra if you choose to play this particular deck? Should you always use Sylvan Scrying? Probably. Yeah. Otherwise, it all feels good. More sources of red. Trim anything white. To have the stomping ground. Don't get yourself caught out not being able to play the Regisaur Alpha or the Palani's Hatcher, as it sometimes happened tonight, or I guess almost this morning. Happy Saturday for anybody that is ahead, time zone wise. I had a good time as always. Again, join the Discord. Take a big, massive bite out of that like button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Good rest of your time zone. Get some good rest. Thunderblade, Heaven, Commander Crane, anybody else watching right now, later on. Well, it can't always be good, but you can always have a good time. Okay. Peace. See you later. Press.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?